Hello everybody! Today we are from Group 1. We will present about Topic 5, Warehouse Layout. First is the Space Requirement Planning. So space requirement planning is to determine the overall space requirements for all warehouse processes. The space requirement for process should be computed and summarized to estimate the overall building requirements. An effective space utilization in warehouses makes good use of total building volume and not merely the floor area. It can providing adequate circulation path for personal and material handling equipment. In space requirement planning, there are 6 components that require in warehouse. For the first one is loading and unloading zone. Second one is the reception area. And the third one is the storage area. And the fourth is the picking area, dispatch area, and the last one is the office and facilities. Here is the example of the warehouse layout. As you can see, there is a receiving area, the storage area, the office area, picking area, and also the shipping area. Moreover, it's also about a stock allocation. Stock allocation is about a location where you keep stocks, and it could be a warehouse or a store. And why I say stock location is important? Because it can locating the products properly and reduce stocks misplaced errors. So how can we manage stock location? Usually, warehouses have a system for managing the physical location of inventory within a warehouse or stock compound. Stock items are segregated by 4 things, which is frequency, size, quantity, and type. So warehouses use a standard nomenclature for their stock location. So here is an example I give it to you. So as you can see here, B-20-33-4 and -2. So for the B1 is for building room or area in warehouses. Number 20 is for the aisles number. Number 33 is for the bay number. Number 4 is level of the floor. And the last one is number 2, which is the position of a stock on a rack or shelf.
Material flow planning can be defined as the movement of unit when it enters, move around, and finally leave the warehouse. It is most commonly can be found in the warehouses with single or mixed picking operation, and usually it is coming in full pallet. There is a guide to efficient organization, which is organize the floor plan for efficient process flow, organize with labels and or signage, classification of inventory, regular maintenance schedule, and do periodically audit and reviews, picking the right equipment to handle items. And there is a 5 major flow patterns of warehouse layout, which is U-shape, I-shape, L-shape, modular spine design, and multi-story warehouse design. For the U-shape, this is the most common organizational layout that can work with any type of warehouse. For I-shape, this through-flow layout is beneficial for warehouses with high volumes and offers separation of the loading and shipping areas. For L-shape, this layout is great for warehouses with lots of storage needs and offers greater sorting areas. Next is modular design. This is for the large-scale operation where all the individual processes can stand alone. Each process will have its own receiving and shipping areas. It needs a unique warehouse design, and for the products, it will be categorized for cross-docking. Process will be stored on low bay areas, and for the A and items will be placed at medium, while medium and slow moving will be stored at high bay. And the last one is multi-story warehouse design, known as multi-story distribution buildings. This is compulsory for the areas that have extremely scarce land.
Okay, for the next part, I will explain about adjacency planning. First, what is adjacency planning? So adjacency planning is actually a process to decide where to place the departments. Well then, how do they decide it? They decide based on the department's needs and flow patterns. As we know, each department have different needs. Some needs more security, while the other might need easy access. What will they do after they figure it out? They will put those departments as close as possible to each other. Okay, that doesn't really make things easier to understand, right? Let's try using image. This is a warehouse plan with a good adjacency planning. Why I say good? Take a closer look. See where cross-docking and sortation departments are. The item from these 2 departments would need to be shipped out soon. So just put these 2 departments near the shipping dock. That way it is faster and easier to ship it out, right? For how here, the put away department is just beside the storage. I mean, what else to do after the put away process? You store the items. Okay, sure, but that still doesn't explain how they know which to put beside which. That part is easy. They use math. Well, except math is never easy. This is called as adjacency matrix. where you will label the departments based on its relationship, whether their relationship is important, necessary or undesirable. If it is bad for the departments to be with each other, you give their relationship lower score, and vice versa. Afterwards, you may start drawings to see the patterns and positions. This is mainly some things for the interior designers to do. For you warehouse managers, do calculation based on the rating you gave earlier. This is to see if the new design is actually better. If the new plan has higher score, then it is better and you can proceed with your plan.
Now, let's move on to process location, which cover high base space and low base space. High base space is for process with high storage requirement, meanwhile low base space for labor-intensive process. What is high base space? Automated high bay warehouses are used for the storage of packaged goods on pallets. According with the Industrial Building Directive, racking systems featuring a height of 7.50 meter or more are classified as high bay warehouse. High bay warehouses are operated by automatic storage and retrieval cranes which get their transport order from a warehouse management and material flow system. It also have complex control system that responsible for controlling the machine. Furthermore, conveyors transport the good to be stored to the high bay warehouse and from this area to the order picking zone, to the production area or to the shipping department. High bay warehouse will use high bay lighting. What is high bay lighting? A high bay light defined as light intended for use in a ceiling ranging from 20 to 40 feet in height from the floor, referring to a very high racks from a height of 12 meter to a current maximum of over 50 meter. Due to this structural condition, high bay warehouses are made of steel structures. Next, we will move to low bay space, which used for labor-intensive process. Example of low bay space are receiving area, broken case picking area, customization area, and processing area. Low bay warehouse will use low bay lighting. What is low bay lighting? A low bay light defined as a light intended for use in a ceiling under 20 feet in height from the floor. A low bay ceiling is the most common type of ceiling commonly seen in homes, most retail business, and public buildings.
Lastly, we are going to talk about the expansion or contraction planning. In warehouses, the differences in planning of expansion or contraction may differ in the form of larger or smaller, faster or slower, more variety or less variety, taller or shorter, more people or fewer people, and more technology or less technology. The aim is to accommodate with the rapid pace of change. A carefully configured warehouse layout includes expansion and contraction plans for each area in the warehouse are required. When the warehouse expansion is in discussion, the warehouse provider needs to consider the two main objectives that companies strive to achieve with their warehousing processes. First, the company wants to provide value-added services, like product customization. Second, the company is looking to move those products through the warehouse and into the hands of their end customers as quickly and efficiently as possible. Warehouses are often used as the first point of shipping, distribution, and storage for most companies. Of course, at some point and with progress, the warehouses may end up becoming too small to keep up with the demands of business operations. This is where warehouse expansion comes into mind. Warehouse expansions will take time and effort and will be a huge financial expense. However, that should not draw the company away from a potential investment in their future. The company should expect a few different things once they have finished expanding their warehouse. Some of the expectations from expanding their warehouses are more space because with an expansion, there will be more space available for use and can even expand the employees' area. So, they have more space to work and relax in. Next, better facilities because they have upgraded their facilities and equipment coherently with the expansion. Besides that, more manpower and increase in operations. Floor and area expansions, better facilities and equipment bring an increase in production or demand and the need for more manpower. The increase in operations was already something the business probably saw their business headed into when they decided to expand their warehouse. That is all from us. Thank you.